Good, and that's something that we watch a lot.
The last month of the regular season, you guys face more run-heavy offenses. I mean, against Ohio State, do you have to stay on your guard to make sure you don't give up a big play through the air?
Yeah, it's sort of like South Carolina. You know, they ran the ball, but then they also had that quarterback that can run, and then they can put the ball in the air with that quarterback. So I think that's something that from last week is helping us for. Well, South Carolina is helping us for this game against Ohio State because we both have running quarterbacks with nice running backs and got receivers that can go up and make plays on the ball.
How important are your eyes on Braxton Miller when you're watching him roll out of the pocket and so you don't let him get loose?
I think it's one of the most important things because, like I said before, he can improvise. You know, I can be dropping back. You know, if I take my eyes off him for 1 second, he can be pulling the ball down, running right up my back. So I think my eyes on him is probably one of the biggest things I got to do.
You're a Florida guy. Were you pulling for the Orange Bowl, you know, a chance to go home and play in front of the home folks?
Yeah, I actually was, you know, just to get to go home, see my family, be with my family for Christmas. But I still have to understand, you know, that it's a business trip and we're going there to play Ohio State and to win the game.
How far do you live from there?
About an hour and 45 minutes.
So needless to say, you'll have a lot of friends and family there?
Yeah.
What would it mean to start out there on that? Have you ever been in that stadium before? And, you know, what would it mean to start a game out there?
I never played in that stadium, but I've been in that stadium before to watch West Virginia and Clemson in the Orange Bowl because my cousin played for West Virginia, but that was about the only time I was in there. And, you know, I mean, starting in this game, I got to treat it like any other game, you know. I'm a freshman, but at the same time, I'm on a team with juniors and seniors out there to help them leave here a legacy. So, you know, I'm not really going out there like I'm a freshman and it's overwhelming. I'm just going to go out there and play football.
Did you think at that time 2 years ago you would be playing for Clemson back in that game and this time wearing the orange?
Nah, never did, nah.
Who's your cousin?
Broderick Jenkins.
What do you think you learned the most this fall?
I think I learned how to practice better. I think I definitely learned how to practice better, you know, and how things off the field can contribute to things on the field. You know, you can't be a slacker off the field and get on the field and think that things are going to go good. I think that's what I learned the most during the fall.
In terms of functioning in a game, the things you're able to do on the field that you could not do in August camp in September, what is it that you can do better?
I think I'm a smarter player. I'm able to diagnose things before they happen, you know, rather than in fall camp where I didn't know much. Like he would ask me a question in the meeting room and I couldn't quite give him the best answer. But now when he asks me a question, I'm back with it quick to give him the right answer and let him know why I think like that.
Tell me what it was like going down and starting at South Carolina with that environment, those fans. I mean, that might have been probably as rowdy as you played in front of.
I really didn't let it get to me too much because if I did, I knew it would have affected the game for me. And then if it affected the games for me being the last line of defense, it would have affected the game for my team. So I really didn't let it get to me too much. I just went out there and thought of it as another game.
How did you grade out? You know, what did Coach Venables and Coach Reed tell you after it was over?
They just told me I did some things good, but I also had some things I could have worked on. And, you know, that's things I'm working on now to play better against Ohio State.
How do you think Ohio State's offense compares to some of the teams y'all have already faced?
I think it most likely, I think it really compares to South Carolina just because the running quarterback and then the backfield is pretty good. And he also can throw the ball. You know, I think that's something that really compares to them a lot. And just, we got to do the same thing, you know, just stay disciplined with our eyes because the quarterback can pull the ball down and scramble or he can drop back and make a throw. You know, that's the only thing I think it compares to really much.
So it compares to South Carolina as far as the personnel or as far as the scheme?
As far as the personnel.
Miller obviously brings